My relationship with Ron is very collaborative. We've had a lot of shorthand over the years on a variety of different films, but the emphasis is always on just story, story, story. So we try to weed the things out that don't really help support our storytelling, and we really focus hard on things that just can help to support the emotional delivery of things in the movie. And he's very, very good at doing that. So we get left alone to do our job a lot, but all of the touch points that we have as far as conversations after screenings are really based upon, are we getting the resonance? Are we getting the focus? There's a line in the movie from one of Luciano's daughters, and it's called about filling the space. And I think that's one thing that Ron does very well, is we don't try to hit people over the head with being obvious with sound or with editing and all. We just try to fill these spaces in between the times and inform people and inform behavior. The hardest thing to do is to accentuate the storytelling and the words with it by scaling the soundtrack from small to intimate to larger and grand, and feel all those emotions that the operas and the storytelling make so compelling. Documentaries don't always sound good, like from an audiophile standpoint, but they sound beautiful from a content sound. So our job is always to balance out that expectation. Some images and sounds look grainy, they feel grainy, they have that way, but we respond to them because they feel like they're of a period. So I'd never, in doing the soundtrack for the movie, we never try to justify trying to make things that are inherently not modern sounding, sound modern. The Dolby Atmos decision on this really was based upon, once again, the depth of field of being able to expand the immersive audio experience. And sometimes we want people to be alone in a small rehearsal hall with Luciano before, in the backstage before he goes on, and really feel like you're in that environment, so we can make it feel it's a 12 by 12 box room, and other times it's him in the Amazon standing up on a stage with maybe 20 people, and other times we're at famous concert halls around the world, and we can scope and scale the size of the experience and the size of the audio field. A good example is the Three Tenors was recorded for television, and when we got all the multi-tracks on it, we had the opportunity to get a lot of the good masters. The teams at Decca and our music editing team and all really did a great job of getting hold of a lot of multi-track masters, which we normally would never be able to get for a documentary. And the depth of field that we have from those, the Three Tenors was recorded for television, and they're in a huge space, but it was all very close mic'd, and it doesn't, when you pull back and you show this wide shot with 150,000 people, whatever the number was there, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you're in a studio with the voices. So we're able to create this space by using Dolby Atmos and some of the tools that we have. Rather than doing 3D audio, what we wanted to do was make a more immersive experience, and we did what's called reamping the orchestra. We took Luciano's vocal track and the orchestral tracks, played them into Studio One at Abbey Road with 12 mics placed around the room, similar to what the sound field would be like in a movie theater. And we were able to re-record those performances. And it's a brilliant way. It's acoustic, it sounds very, very close to what the original recordings do, and it just creates a space that you would normally never be able to do. If Pavarotti were alive today, I would hope he would say that we had honored the human voice in a way that would make him proud. It's the centerpiece of the movie, but it's also the most resonant characteristic of all the music that's here. I would want him to say that his soul and his heart came across our movie screen because of the way that we respected his voice, and we did everything we could to make sure it was preserved exactly as it was